From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. will meet with Cambodian Prime Minister Samdech Moha Borvor Thipaday Hunmanay on Monday, February 11th, to tackle plans of elevating the Philippines and Cambodia's ties. In a statement, Malacañang confirmed Hun Unay's first official visit to the Philippines on February 10th to the 11th. Malacañang said the president would hold a bilateral meeting with Hun Manay at Malacañang Palace on February 11th. The palace said the two leaders are expected to discuss advancing cooperation in combating transnational crimes, defense, trade, tourism, regional and multilateral cooperation. To date, there are over 7,000 Filipinos currently residing and working in Cambodia. In November 2024, Finance Secretary Ralph Recto said the Philippines and Cambodia would sign the Double Taxation Agreement or DTA in February of 2025. Negotiations on the DTA began in 2018 in Manila and was followed through in 2019 in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Under the terms of the agreement, Cambodia and the Philippines agreed to mitigate the burden of double taxation on individuals and businesses operating across borders, which may contribute to the elimination of barriers to trade and investment and encouragement of cross-border economic activities. The DTA encompasses taxation of income earned by citizens and residents of the Philippines and Cambodia, and outlines how each country's tax administration shall impose and credit taxes paid in accordance with the tax rules in both countries. Official diplomatic relations between the Philippines and Cambodia were established on August 20th, 1957. On March 18th, 1975, the Philippine government closed the embassy in Phnom Penh when the defeat of the Lon Nol government by the Khmer Rouge became clearly imminent. The Philippines and Cambodia have maintained cordial ties since the resumption of diplomatic relations in 1995.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines and the United Arab Emirates or UAE have agreed to expand trade cooperation to strengthen their economic relations. This came after President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. met with UAE Minister of Investment Mohammed Hassan Al-Suwaidi at Malacañang Palace in Manila, where they discussed a plan to enhance the two nations' trade ties and investment opportunities. According to the Presidential Communications Office or PCO, the President said Al-Suwaidi's visit to the Philippines demonstrated both countries' commitment to work together more closely than we have had in the past. During the meeting, Al-Suwaidi said the UAE's relationship with the Philippines is very deep. Al-Suwaidi also stressed that the UAE recognizes the excellence of Filipinos, particularly the nurses who provide exceptional patient care in the host country. The PCO said priority sectors for investment promotion to the UAE include agribusiness and agriculture, energy efficiency technologies and renewable energy, infrastructure or public-private partnership projects, innovation, information technology, and business process management. President Marcos visited the UAE in November of 2024 and met with UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, expressing gratitude for the care and respect shown to the Filipino community in the Gulf state. During their bilateral meeting last year, the two leaders acknowledged the need to expand the Philippines and the UAE's relations into new cooperation areas beyond traditional sectors. On January 15, 2025, the Department of Energy or DOE, the Board of Investments, and Emirati state-owned renewable energy company Masdar signed an implementation agreement to develop solar, wind, and battery energy storage systems in the Philippines. The project aims to achieve a total capacity of up to 1 gigawatt by 2030 with a total investment of 15 billion US dollars. The UAE was the Philippines' 18th largest trading partner in 2023, with approved investments from the UAE totaling 376.71 million pesos. From January to September 2024, the UAE was the Philippines' 25th largest trading partner with 82.59 million pesos of approved investments. The Department of Trade and Industry or DTI and the UAE Ministry of Investment on November 30th, 2023 signed a Memorandum of Understanding to develop high-capacity data center projects in the Philippines. UAE companies such as EdgeNex Data Centers have also signified plans to invest in data centers in the Philippines.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, Maharlika Investment Corporation or MIC and Thailand's Charoen Pokphand Group Company Limited or CP Group signed a Memorandum of Understanding or MOU on Saturday to accelerate investments in agriculture and food production, digital innovation, and sustainable energy. The signing of the MOU was witnessed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in a ceremony at Malacañang Palace in Manila. Signatories were MIC President and Chief Executive Officer Rafael Consing Jr. and CP Group Chairperson Supakij Chira Vanont. The MOU enables the MIC and TC Group to formalize their strategic partnerships for agri-food modernization, digital and e-commerce expansion, sustainable energy, and infrastructure. The agreement aims to strengthen food security and agricultural value chains, speed up digital transformation and fintech adoption, and scale up renewable energy and green initiatives in the Philippines. Under the deal, MIC and CP Group will aim to establish a private equity fund with a target to raise up to 1 billion US dollars. The MIC said a steering committee will drive project selection, fund structuring, and investor engagement. The first capital close is expected within the next 9 to 12 months. Established by virtue of Republic Act or RA 11954, Maharlika Investment Fund is the Philippines' sovereign wealth fund mandated to generate sustainable long-term returns that support national economic priorities. CP Group, founded in 1921, is one of Asia's largest multinational conglomerates with operations in at least 30 countries focused on agriculture, food production, and retail. On January 27th, the MIC signed an agreement with Synergy Grid and Development Philippines Incorporated to acquire a 20% stake in the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP. In a palace briefing, Consing said additional MIC investments are in the works.
Dateline Malacañang.
The National Maritime Council, or NMC, has expressed its full support for President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s firm commitment to assert and defend the Philippines' sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea, or WPS. The NMC said the country remains resolute against any foreign intrusion and will not stop protecting its territory in accordance with international law. This follows the President's statement reaffirming the country's resolve to safeguard its rights in the disputed waters despite the ongoing presence of China's monster ship, which has been hovering off Zambales waters for a month now. On Thursday, President Marcos vowed that the country would maintain its presence in the WPS regardless of China's actions, including ramming Philippine vessels, using water cannons, lasers, or blocking ships. The Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, has been closely monitoring China Coast Guard, or CCG Vessel 5901, dubbed the monster ship for its size, which was first spotted 54 nautical miles from Zambales shores on January 4th. Although the PCG has pushed the Chinese ship farther from the Zambales coastline, it remains within Philippine waters. The WPS is part of the vast South China Sea, which Beijing claims entirely as its own. However, in 2016, the Philippines won a landmark international arbitration case against China, invalidating its ambitious claim over the South China Sea, a ruling that Beijing vehemently disregarded.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine National Police, including all police regional offices, or PROs, National Support Units, or NSUs, Corps of Officers, and Academy Lacans, express its deepest gratitude to Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for extending the term of its current chief, General Romel Francisco Marbil, reaffirming his trust in his leadership. In a statement over the weekend, the PNP top officials said the Commander-in-Chief's decision reflects his firm commitment to strengthening law enforcement and upholding discipline, integrity, and accountability within the police ranks. The PNP underscored that under Marbil's leadership over the past 10 months, the organization has made notable progress in ensuring nationwide peace and order. Among these achievements are a significant reduction in crime rates through intensified anti-criminality operations, swift and effective responses to emerging security concerns, and strengthened community partnerships through increased police visibility and proactive engagements. The PNP further highlighted Marbil's pivotal role in the Marcos administration's public safety agenda. It stated that Marbil's steadfast commitment to the rule of law, coupled with his genuine concern for the welfare of both police personnel and the communities they serve, embodies the highest standards of leadership in public service. Malacañang announced on February 6 that President Marcos extended Marbil's term by 4 months. Marbil was supposed to retire on February 7th as he reached the mandatory retirement age of 56. The president recently hinted at extending Marbil's term to ensure stability during the upcoming midterm elections. Marbil, the 30th PNP chief, is a member of the Philippine Military Academy or PMA's Sambisig class of 1991. He took command of the top police post on April 1st, 2024.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine National Police or PNP Chief General Romel Francisco Marbil said the force will be vigilant against any disruption as the 90-day campaign period for senators and party list representatives kicks off February 11th. In a statement Sunday, Marbil said, actions that incite violence, intimidate voters, or undermine the electoral process will be met with the full force of the law. Marbil said safeguarding the integrity of the May 12th midterm elections is of paramount priority. He assured the PNP will remain impartial. The PNP 100-Day Security Plan, launched February 5th, addresses potential threats, dismantles private armed groups, and will maintain order even after the elections. Key measures include intensified operations against loose firearms and wanted criminals, proactive intelligence monitoring to prevent election-related violence, strategic police deployments in identified election areas of concern, and round-the-clock checkpoints and patrols in high-risk areas. While election security is a top priority, Marbil assured that the PNP's broader mandate to combat crime, illegal drugs, and other threats to public safety will continue. The PNP handles Commission on Elections checkpoints to enforce the gun ban until June 11th. Local candidates start their campaign March 28th. All campaigns wrap up on May 10th.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippines Department of Migrant Workers or DMW, Migrant Workers Office or MWO, in coordination with the Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA, Philippine Embassy in Beirut, has arranged for the safe repatriation of more overseas Filipino workers or OFWs from Lebanon. Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Leo said 131 OFWs with 9 dependents are expected to return home early this week as part of the Philippine government's efforts to repatriate OFWs affected by the ongoing geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. Most of them were sheltered in Beirut under the auspices of the DMW and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration or OWA. Kakdak said, given the clear directives of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to help OFWs affected by the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, the DMW is ready to assist and support OFWs who wish to go home for safety and security. The OFWs are expected to arrive in the country in 2 batches, including 52 OFWs with 1 dependent arriving on February 10th and 79 OFWs with 8 dependents on February 11th. All of them will receive immediate financial and airport assistance and all the necessary support from the whole of government team as directed by the President, composed of the DFA, DMW OWA, Department of Health or DOH, Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD, and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA. The DMW, through its National Reintegration Center for OFWs, or NRCO, will also assist the OFWs for their upskilling and sustainable reintegration, including livelihood assistance or skills training enhancement for redeployment options. The repatriation of the 131 OFWs and their dependents will bring the total to 1,569 OFWs and 68 dependents who have safely returned from Lebanon through Philippine government on-site shelter, repatriation, and post-arrival assistance since the start of Israel-Hamas conflict in October of 2023.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 9.475 MHz, 15.640 MHz, and 17.820 MHz. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our post as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.